not playing their perfect game. We're raising a different sound on solid, authentic ground. Yeah, these are the stories that break the mold, brave and brilliant and untold.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Kajo MTV. Kalina ke nna Mogadi, and you're watching another episode of Beyond the Frame. In tonight's video, we have a very special guest. This young lady, she is something out of this world. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But the environment that we are in, she's one of those people who's not influenced by the toxicity of where we are. So, before I introduce our guests, please guys remember to click on the like, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Also, don't forget to place your orders for Kajo M products for your hair. You can see I did my hair, I did my Botox, and my hair is slowly but surely progressing. No more freeze. Today I didn't have to blow dry. I just woke up and brushed my hair to work. Without any further ado, I'm gonna introduce the beautiful, the very humbled Sihle Gwene.
Yes, Sihle.
Gwe. Yes. Sihle, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for accepting our invite at Beyond the Frame.
It's a pleasure.
So before we can dive into everything, we have a culture here. You have to tell the viewers who you are. How did you grow up? Did you grow up with both parents? Like your
My
mini background, yes.
Okay, no problem. So, my name is Sihle. I was born in the Eastern Cape when I was about 1 year old. My dad moved my mom to the side and eventually they got married. So, I grew up in Cape Town, the side which is Cape Town. So, I grew up in Cape Town for most of my life. I've been here for all my life. I went to primary school here, went to high school here, started working, went to college. So, I did everything in Cape Town. So I was raised by both parents. Fortunately, I have 3 siblings, 1 older brother, 2 younger sisters, and 1 younger brother as well, and I have a daughter.
Okay, thank you very much, Sihle. So you mentioned that your parents got married and everything. Just explain the relationship between you and the parents so that we can understand what type of person. Because you know that the way you grow up determines what type of a person you are.
What you are,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so I was fortunately raised by 2 parents, both my parents, and they were married, as I said before. And my relationship with them was very, very different. So with my mom, she was a very strict mom. Even my dad was strict, but they had different types of
Being
raising
strict.
me. Yes. So with my dad, he wasn't a vocal person. He was very quiet. But once he says he doesn't like something, then you know and you feel it. With my mom, she would shout on top of her voice. But it would be hard to listen to her because I'm so used, okay, if I don't listen, then she would smack me. Then I'm like, I'm used to that. But when my dad is like, Sihle, then I'm like, what? And with my dad being a man and having that masculinity in him, so I had that fear. If my dad speaks like that, then I know something is coming. So I'd never try him. But with my mom, I used to try a lot. But with that being said, I was a very nice child, man. I was very nice. I didn't trouble my parents at all. But my mom, somehow, she found a reason to always smack me or hit me with a cloth. But yeah, man, my childhood was nice. And I wasn't a child who was outspoken, but I wasn't shy either. So I stood my ground when I had to, but I was quiet when I had to.
Yeah.
I was
even now you like that.
Yeah, I only speak when I have to speak, and you can't take advantage of me.
Yes.
But if I feel like, okay, this person is trying me, I'd keep quiet and see how far you're gonna take this. Then eventually I'm gonna defend myself. So that's the person that I've always been. I don't speak unless I have to. And also I'm very how do I say this? People orientated. I feel like I took this trait from my dad. My dad didn't like people. He didn't like kids. He didn't like anyone around him. But for some reason, people liked to be around him. They liked his energy. So I got that from him. I don't like being around people. I do not like speaking. Trust me, it may seem like I do, but I do not. So I took that character from him. I accommodate people, but I don't want them to be in my space for a very long time.
You like me. You like me.
Please.
And for some reason, people always come and ask for advice.
And you don't get.
Sorry, I'm like, dude, I need my space.
Please.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
I get you, Shem. You're not alone. But I guess that's how we are, because when you can be on your own, that's when you get to know yourself. People who can sit on their own, they're scared of their own demons. And they are dangerous. Yes. If you want to always be surrounded by people, you must know you have a problem. And you haven't found who you really are. Yeah. Okay, so, and at what age did you have a child?
Oh, that one. Can I have water? Okay, so yeah. I started dating in grade 10. Yes. I started dating when I was in grade 10 because at home
they were strict. Yes.
Yeah. So there wasn't really a clock as to when you have to come back or when you have to do certain things. But you just knew, man. You felt it. You felt that something was right and something wasn't. So I started dating when I was in grade 10. Grade 11, I stopped. Grade 12, I met this boy the beginning of the year. And I didn't really give him a chance, but you know, it's not selection how they happen. So I fell pregnant in grade 12, and I gave birth during my grade 12. So I gave birth in October 2014, and during that time, I think we had a month. You know that month that they give you before
your exams, yeah.
Yes, so I gave birth during that final.
You know,
month.
your story is almost similar to mine.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So I gave birth during that time, and I went back to school. I think on the 1st of November, I went back to school, if I'm not mistaken. And it was hard. Yeah, being a single mom and then being in high school, juggling matric, and now you disappointed your parents. My dad, he was mad at me for like 2 weeks. He didn't send me to the shops. He didn't speak to me. He didn't say anything.
When he found out that you're pregnant?
Found out, yes. So how
Umfana
is nowhere to be found. Umfana was alerted. You know, in our
culture,
you take and all that. And they were like, cool, we acknowledge everything. We're going to come back to you guys. Never did. But my dad was like, even when he sent my brothers or his brothers to his place, he was like, tell that guy that I don't want his money. I just want him to support his baby.
Child.
That's all. So his family was like, okay, we acknowledge it. We're going to come back. Fine. And they never did. And how my mother reacted, my mother is a very understanding person. She's a very, I think I also got a character from her where I'm like, in certain situations, I'm like, I shouldn't be understanding to this, but I understand, right? So that's how she was. She was like, oh, I'm so disappointed, so on and so on. But she was fine with it. Because we found out while I was 7 months pregnant. We didn't know until I was 7 months pregnant.
Okay.
I only had 2 months to give birth. So I gave birth eventually to a beautiful yellow-boned baby girl who was just out of this world, man. And it took out something in me. I was like, I've always been matured, but she brought a certain kind of maturity with me. So for me... Yeah, okay, going back to that question. I fell pregnant in grade 12, 2014. Then I gave birth, grade 12, 2014.
Okay. You mentioned about your maturity. I was still going to go there, but it's fine.
I cover everything in one part.
I wanted to ask, sorry, Sihle, like, especially the environment that we are in. Guys, people get drunk. People drop out of school. People look in the school, like, go busy Cape Town, go busy. Now it was a culture shock for me when I moved here. Go busy, like, it's a lot of things, and the rate at which women are drinking in this place, it's scary. So what I wanted to ask you, what made you not to choose this kind of life? I understand that you had strict parents, but you know, as a teenager, if you tell yourself that you're gonna do something, you do it.
Anyway.
You end up being pregnant with strict parents.
Yeah.
So why you never chose that path that everybody's choosing around this area? Because it looks like it's a pandemic in this area.
Yeah. It's a virus, to be honest. Okay. If I said I knew the answer to that, I'd be lying, unfortunately. But I don't know, man. I've just been different. I think that comes with the perks of being born different. Because the thing is, even with my childhood, I've always been the child that doesn't go to other people's houses, but they would come to mine. But the child that doesn't eat certain things or eat at certain houses, but they'll
come to eat at your house.
Yeah. So I've always been born different. So if I take the credit and be like, no, I made myself, I'm like, no. I think it was all God, to be honest. It was God and His guidance through my parents. I think that is why I turned out like this, because I really do not have an answer as to how I turned out to be this.
Did you have friends around here?
Yeah, I had 2 friends, but they were close to each other because they did things that I wasn't allowed to do at home.
So when you were the boring child.
I was always
the boring
friend.
One, yes.
The one who always speaks about serious things or does serious things. I was that person. So with them, I was very different from them, but we were close. I do not want to lie. We were very close. We had a very close relationship, but it was my parents, man. They as much as they were strict, but they paved a path for me. They showed me how to live my life. Because if you would hear my dad's stories about how he lived his life, you'd be inspired as a person as well. Even with my mom. My mom practically raised her siblings at the age of 13, if I'm not mistaken, because they lost their mother at a very young age.
And they are very close till today.
So, and their old sister was, how do you call Gutwala? It's not being abducted.
Like when they force you into marriage while you're still a child.
Yes. So that's what happened to their older sibling, their sister, Watwala, right after their mother's passing.
Okay.
And then their older brother was working here in Cape Town, supporting them. So it was my mother and her 2 younger sisters. So she took over from there. So for me, those stories kind of built me and the person that I am today. That is why I'm saying it's God guidance, and it's also my parents as well. So their influence.
Your parents are lucky to have such a matured firstborn. Seriously. Yeah. So I was saying your parents are very lucky to have such a matured, because I've always been observing, Sihle, she's different. She's like me. And for me, I understand because I'm matured, I'm grown. I used to be that crazy girl and whatever. But I've always told myself, or even through the midst of the craziness and everything, education first.
Always.
Your story is almost similar like mine. I only found out I was pregnant towards the end of the pregnancy. My dad was also angry. Whatever you went through, I understand. I've been there. And then I was going to write the trial exams in June. So I gave birth in May. That week period of studying, that was my maternity leave. After that, I went back to school and I passed.
And you know what? I think that sort of pushes you.
It pushes you in life.
Yeah.
It pushes
you the right
and remember that time it was like, she as a child, you're like, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'll make it in life.
Because this was a mistake like any other
child. And a child can make a mistake.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And then let's get to the hot topic. Your Facebook channel. Sihle's got a Facebook channel. Please send me your link. I'm gonna add it on the description box so that they can follow. My viewers can follow you as well to make your channel grow.
Oh, please, we need that money.
I was once hit by a bomb. Channeling. I'm like, When were you diagnosed?
So I was diagnosed with TB first in 2019. So what had happened was I coughed a blood clot.
Okay.
It was a very small thing then. but it was at night. Then I went to show my mom, and she was like, "Hey, this might be TB," because we've been exposed to people with TB
before, yeah.
So my mom used to take care of a lot of people. So she was like, "Go to the clinic." Fine, I went to the clinic, got tested, everything negative. Fine. So I had TB, but they treated the TB, but everything else was negative.
Yeah.
On the last day of my TB checkup, I was like, I see a gazebo. So I'm normally the person who gets tested a lot. If I see a gazebo, I go in.
Again,
I get tested. After every 3 months, I go in, get tested. So that's been a habit of mine. So I was like, okay, let me go in then. But when I sat there, I felt something different. You know when you know, but you don't know how to explain it.
Something at the back of your mind, deny.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey man, okay, fine. Got tested, 2 lines. I'm like, okay. And then she was like, let me take the other test. I think it's a more accurate one. I do not know. Then she tested. I sat outside. I was told, the public clinics.
Yeah.
I was told to sit outside while the other people went in. We're waiting for the results. So I come back in, sit down, and she's like, yeah, there's a confirmation that you have this virus. I'm like, okay, cool. And I was taken in immediately to the clinic because it was in front of the clinic. So she was like, okay, so do you want to take your treatment now or later? For me, I'm a person who I'm very quick to accept the situation that I'm in. I do not even question God. I do not even say, why
me?
I'm like, action first and
then you'll
later.
Reflect later.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's do this immediately. And during that time, I was asked, who are you going to tell? I'm like, I'm going to tell my mom. Obviously, that's the first person who you're going to say you're going to tell.
Was it after your father's passing or before?
Before that.
Okay.
That. So, okay, fine. Got in, took the medication and everything. Got counseling. It's not really counseling. They just ask you questions.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell? What are you going to do? So on and so on. Okay, fine. Got home. I remember I went to the clinic very early, so I didn't make my bed for the first time ever. I didn't make my bed. I just went inside my room, took off my clothes, went in bed. That's normal, and I slept. I didn't cry. I didn't do anything.
You were still adjusting everything.
Because I was like, what the hell? What just happened right now? But okay, fine. Months passed. I went to fetch my treatment, but I never really told my mom. That's one thing that I want to tell people. If you say that there's one person that you're gonna tell, definitely not gonna tell that person, because they are the person who's closest to your heart. So my thing was, okay,
she'll be
tell
disappointed.
My mom this, she'll be very disappointed. But funny enough, I could tell my friends. So for me, it felt like this is so weird because I could tell my friends, but not my mom. So eventually, after a year of me taking the medication and everything, I don't know what she was doing in my wardrobe. She found my medication, and she asked me, because she knows she's been exposed to people. Yeah. So she was like, I know what this is. Why are you taking this? Oh, sorry. Let me just... it's very bad. And then she asked me, what is this? And then I explained to her. She's like, I know what this is, but I just wanted to know, what is it doing in your cupboard? And I told her. Again, my mom is understanding. She's a very nice person. So she was like, I'm very disappointed, but okay, this is where we at right now.
And there's no turning back.
Yeah, and there's life after this. And her old... Okay, let me not
tell other people's... So, yeah. And she was like, okay, it's fine. I see that you are healthy. I see that you've got this narrowed down. As much as I'm disappointed, but there's life after this. So during that time, my mom was my biggest supporter. But she supported me in a way where she wasn't asking questions. All the unnecessary. She was just following whatever you are doing.
She was there because she knew that I've got this. For me to be able to carry it for a whole year without... breaking down, she knew that I had this. So, fast forward almost 6 years later.
Nice and healthy and fresh. Look
and
at the skinny guys. Undetectable. High five.
where I'm at right now, my viral load is very
Undetectable,
healthy. It's undetectable, untransmittable as well. Meaning that I
you can have a
have
healthy
kids,
relationship.
I can have, yes, I can have a partner that is negative, and I can have kids who are negative as well. So that is where I'm at.
Keep
That's
it
how I
up,
was
girl. I'm proud
diagnosed.
of you.
Thank you.
And the person who infected you, did you confront them?
Okay, so for a few months, I didn't really speak to them. When I gathered the courage, I Facebooked them. I'm like, yo, dude, why didn't you tell me? Because I was single for, I think, for almost 4 months after I found out. Before I found out, sorry. So I knew exactly who I was dating.
Single from him.
From him, yes.
Okay.
So I knew exactly who I was dating during that time. So I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Because for me, I feel like my stupidity didn't allow me to fully process the things that he used to say, because he used to joke a lot. He'd be like, hey, we'd get infected by your SIPO. Like, he'd say stuff like that. So I was like...
So when we tata like a joke.
Yeah, it was like a joke. So I'm like, okay. But now everything came back. So I texted him on Facebook. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And then he was like, no, just say if you miss me. And then he blocked me. I was like, okay, cool. Again, I'm very accepting. I'm like, okay, cool. It's fine. I didn't even want to get back to him. A few months later, he unblocks me, and then he texts me, can we meet up, please? I'm like, no, this is my chance to block back. So I'm like, no. And then I blocked him. No communication after.
Since till today?
Till today.
You don't know where he is? How is he doing?
He actually committed suicide, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. He committed suicide.
He couldn't accept.
I think so. And also, he was dealing with his own demons. Besides this, that's what I'm thinking. Because even during the time before we broke up, he was a different person then. So I think he was dealing with his demons. Yeah.
But have you forgiven him?
I did. Immediately when I was diagnosed, I did. Because I don't harbor hate. I don't like to nurture and let hate sit in me. Because immediately when I do that, then it hurts me inside. As much as I'm willing to admit and say, he hurt me, but I'm also willing to say,
it was also your responsibility as well.
To take my help into account. Yeah. So that's the type of person that I've always been. So I've forgiven him. I forgave him. As soon as I was diagnosed, I'm like, okay, I can easily say it's his fault. But where was I?
It's not like he forced you.
Exactly. So my thing was, if I don't take accountability, then I'll never learn from my mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, I forgave him, Shane.
That's very and forgiveness helps you to move forward,
well.
to heal.
Yeah.
And when your daughter discovered, because your daughter is very clever, I'm sure she knows what does it mean to be HIV positive.
Yeah. So if I'm being honest, I haven't really had a conversation.
But she knows that you're taking medication.
She's the one who gives me my medication daily. But I haven't really explained
what is it for.
Detail what is happening, because my daughter she's a very anxious person. So immediately when I mentioned dying, that would haunt her.
No, man, it's not a death sentence.
For me to mention death, or for me to say that if I don't take my medication, then I might die. Her hearing that word would make her panic. But I feel like now she knows what's happening. It's just a matter of me having to sit down with her and explaining what is happening.
Yeah. But I think maybe you should wait until she's a bit matured.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because my thing is, as much as she knows what HIV is, but she doesn't know into full details as to what comes with it and what I can do to cure it, or not cure, but to manage it and everything. So for me, I feel like I need to wait, man, until she's matured enough.
Earlier on, before we started shooting, we were talking about your Facebook page. And you were talking about your niche, that you do the traveling niche, where to eat and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're in the wrong niche.
You think so?
You could how many young girls can you motivate to live freely with their HIV?
That's why I'm here. This is the first
step. I mean, like, seriously, Sihle, think about it. If you change your niche, girl,
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people who can just come out and talk freely the way you talk. Now the first time when I saw it, I'm like, no, I saw it. I was at your house. That is when Zinwele.
Yeah.
Then you said, you bring my pills. I'm like,
Pills
the
for
ARV.
what?
dilo je.
Uh,
I know ARVs. I'm like, the ARV, but it's life. I won't judge and I won't say anything.
yeah.
Because you judge a person, but you don't know your status.
Exactly. And also you don't know your path as well.
Exactly. And umuntu khango confirm.
Yeah.
Wait,
And you don't know even how they got it. Because with some people it doesn't come like my story, like I got it. With some people it's not even in their consent. With some people they get it.
They were raped.
Yeah, with rape and everything. So yeah, man, it's good to be a person who doesn't jump into conclusions before hearing the other person's story.
The side of the story.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if you level the HIV status, like the HIV rates in there, most people who are diagnosed, there are people who, especially as ladies, it's ladies who are in a serious relationship or who are married.
Yeah, true.
Single people, they don't get HIV.
But my thing is the mistakes that
Serious.
the mistakes that we make is that if I have one partner,
Then
I
I'm
won't be
fine.
affected. That's a problem.
But
in
your
our
partner
society.
lacks discipline, then he brings it to you.
And you forget the times that you forgot the cheating. You forgave the cheating. You forgave the, no man, I slept with this person. It was a one-time thing. You forget that. You're like, as long as I have one partner, then I'm fine.
And he said sorry.
Exactly. Not forgetting that he was sleeping with that person. He was having unprotected sex with that person. That could also factor you in as well. So yeah, man. I really I am a person who's always willing to explain if you are willing to understand or listen to me. If you are quick to jump into conclusions, then the opinion that you have
It's
is
of
fine
yourself,
with me.
yes.
It's fine, honestly. But I don't think it comes easily. Even with me as well. There's days where I'm like, hey, I put this out there.
When
like
people
I get
are
anxious.
watching,
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
girl was
Did I
strong.
really do this? Yeah. So there are days with me. I'm not always a soldier. There are days when I'm like, oh, this hate comment like is getting to me, man. But as I said, for me it's like, and then I move on. Yeah.
But who?
Something went wrong. Try again in a few seconds.
And then who went wrong?
Is it the phone? I think it hit us somewhere, pal.
Okay. But what was I gonna say? It's distracting me now. The thing is, even if you criticize somebody about their status, you might be negative today. Tomorrow you might wake up positive.
Yeah.
Wait, bon. So
Your journey is not always.
and a guy's life, the way life feeling short corner. You can't say an HIV person is dying. Luena, tomorrow you might die. Maybe you have cancer, you don't know.
True.
Wayibona? Or you might hit by a car, they pangela, get in an accident and you die.
Yeah.
Nobody knows their day. So whether you're positive or negative, as long as we are living, that's the main purpose.
Yeah.
Now tell me, I'm gonna tell you a very interesting story. So Sihle's mom, she's a new mom. At the age of
50. No, she's not 50, 49.
Can you take us a brief, like the just before the passing of your dad, how you guys found out about the pregnancy and everything? It's quite an interesting story. I had to put it in here.
Okay, so what had happened was I'm not very good with the years.
You don't have to put the
memory.
dates and the years.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, so my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and then a year later, fast forward, he passed away. And then in April, we buried him, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, every traumatic event, I just move away and then I forget the dates. But we buried him, unfortunately. 2 months later, my mom was wearing Izila, we call it Izila, which is the morning clothes.
Morning clothes, yes.
She went to take it off after 3 months after my dad's passing. She came back and she had a sore leg. Her leg was sore. And I was like, okay, this could be stress. Because I know when you are stressed out, your body just reacts. So, okay, I took her to a mobile clinic in Magastin. when we got there, that lady was like, okay, you need to pee. And you're like, pee for what?
Pain and then now I must pee.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you like, hey,
So-
wabona the clinic.
That's the point. Okay. So fast forward, she pees. The nurse comes back. She's like, so you are pregnant. I'm like, pregnant? What?
What came through your mind?
Yeah. For me, I feel like, as I said, I'm a person who knows when stuff happens. I don't know how to explain it, but
You don't
as
act.
much as I'm shocked, right? But it feels like something that I know. Even with my dad's passing, I think I've always knew that, okay, my life is too good to be true. I live in a bubble. Both my parents are here. I'm financially stable. I feel like other kids have experienced pain and I haven't really experienced pain. So I feel like something was coming. So even with this one, I felt like, man, as we were going to the clinic, I'm like, man, there's something off here. She might be pregnant. But my thing is, how do I explain her being pregnant? She's not showing. She's not vomiting. She's not doing anything. So I'm like, man, there's something off here. But okay. Sorry. And then the nurse says, okay, you are pregnant, and we are both shocked. Because for one, when you take off Sihle, someone has to cleanse you. So you have to be butt naked. So
So they could have seen.
Exactly. And during my father's funeral, she was bathing in front of Omakulubam, which is my grandmother's, her aunts, and everybody. You know how old people are. They see everything.
And they look.
Exactly. So how come no one saw? And my mommy has a big tummy. Obviously, she's a mother of 3. So she has a big tummy. But you'll be able to see
But
when someone
yeah,
is
the
pregnant.
breast and everything. And
Yeah.
all people, they have this thing that they see in your eyes.
Even your neck
and your
as
neck
well.
and your legs.
Yeah, but with her, nothing. Okay, fast forward. And we found out that I think she had 1 month to give birth. Oh no, we hadn't discovered that. We were supposed to go to the day hospital to find that out. Okay. A week later, she was supposed to go to the day hospital, but there was a taxi strike. Cars were not allowed to move. Nothing was moving here. Okay, so fine. This one day she wakes up, she's like, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the day hospital. Finally, the taxis are moving and all that. And she says, man, I'm feeling pain here. Like I'm gonna give birth. And then I'm like, lady, you can't do that. There's no money. My father just passed away. Me and my sister were both in college because I went back to school. So we're like, lady, you can't do that. And to find out that she was actually in labor, we got a car for her, took her to the day hospital. She got there and they were saying that the baby is on the way. There's no money. There's nothing. The baby doesn't have clothes. The baby
Nothing was planned.
Nothing, because we were still waiting to find out how
far
far
along
along
she
was.
is.
Yeah. So, sorry. Oh, I need to. So, yeah. So, what happened was, and she. Okay, we called my aunt, which was her younger sister. We called her. We're like, hey, this is happening. And she already knew, because we told her. So, she says, I have 500 rand, guys. So you guys are gonna grab
whatever you can, yeah.
Take that 500 rand, singena kwa comments, the one in Cradford, and our head just buzzes. Like, what do you take and what do you leave?
Because everything looks nice.
And and the problem is with babies, everything is essential.
Exactly.
You need to have
everything, and you only have 500 rand.
Yeah, and fine, we grabbed what we could. We took everything to her, and as I always keep saying that we are God's favorite kids, honestly. Because with my brother, it was if people were coming from different places to contribute me. So eventually they came out from the hospital and the baby was healthy. There was no problem. Delivered, natural birth. Everything was fine. And I kept looking at this child. I'm like, where do you come from?
Guys, I was shocked.
Yeah. And it was right after my father's passing, and it was very weird, man. It was a weird time for us, but I feel like I named the child Ulungumo, which is our smile, because he brought back smiles in our faces. He was a miracle child, if I may put it that way. So for me, I felt like he was bringing back the laughter that had left the house after my father's passing. And obviously there were rumors that, oh no, it's
It's not
his
his,
child,
you
and
know,
so on and
most
so
it's always
on.
the case.
Yes. But luckily for us,
Aye,
or for my
double
that
gang.
child came out looking exactly like us. Because with my father's kids, it's as if we are one person.
And
Even my
fun.
older brother, if we stand here, you know that this is Sipo's brother. Even people, they know if they meet my siblings at the mall, they know even without saying anything, they're like, this is Sipo's brother. We can see this is Sipo's sister. So he came out looking exactly like my father. Just to keep people quiet.
And he looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Even the way he walks, I'm looking at him, I'm like, this
Oh,
child,
spirit.
umuntu wam.
Oh, he's such an old
Okay,
spirit.
Sihle, it was so nice to have you. You've covered the major question that everybody always wanted to know. Okay, we see on Facebook, Sihle, like she talks about being HIV and everything, but we never knew the story behind. And you know, people can just judge without knowing. So now people will know what happened, even though it's none of their business. But thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. We have a tradition here before you leave. Our producer will ask you a question if he's got, and then you answer him, and then I'll do my goodbyes. Yeah, we're waiting for you, ba.
Okay. So you mentioned that you never communicated with the person who affected you.
Infected.
Infected, yes.
So what's the message would be sent to him? Oh, my bad. I forgot that.
Okay, to his family, okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, can we not involve his family?
Yeah, let's not
Okay,
involve them.
what would you tell a person that was infected by someone who knows that they are positive, and then they hid that from them, and then now they kind of like work with themselves, or
Or
they
accept
hate
it.
themselves for.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So, with me, it begins with you. Before you can take it out to someone else, first question yourself. Where were you? What were you doing during that time? Were you blindsided? If you were, I'm sorry. But also bear in mind that you are your own responsibility at the end of the day. As much as someone else has a responsibility to disclose their status, but you are your own person. You are responsible for you. And also another thing that I would say to that person is, forgive, man. What do you gain from not forgiving? What do you get? You're just gonna have a hate, and it's gonna eat you up, and that person is gonna move on. That person is gonna continue living, and you're gonna stay like, everyone knows I hate this person because of this and this. What are you doing about it at the end of the day? So for me, acceptance, forgive yourself, and also deal with the issue head on. Yeah.
Wow, those are very powerful words. Forgive yourself. Don't harbor hate.
Yes. Do not sit on it.
Do not sit on hate. It's heavy on you than the person that you hate.
Exactly.
So guys, thank you for watching Beyond the Frame. This was a very powerful episode. Again, Sihle, thank you for blessing us with your beauty and your brains.
Thank you.
And don't forget to click on the like, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell so that you don't miss any channels when any videos when we upload. And guys, remember, we are on all podcasting platforms. Apple Podcast, you can listen to us on your way to work. You can listen to us on Spotify. The RSS feed will be on the description box, and we'll also put a banner below. Thank you for watching Beyond the Frame. Ka lena ke nna Mogadi, aka Kajo Ngwanyana ka Jeno Ngwanyana, based in Cape Town. And I love you very much. We are tired, guys. We're from work. I love you. Stay blessed.
You see the glossy magazine, the curated life, the perfect scene. They tell you how you're supposed to be, but that's not the real you. That's not the real me.